Hey everybody, welcome back to Memoirs of an Unknown Man. I'm your host Mike, as always. I would like to start off today and say thank you to everyone that's been listening, subscribing, following, whatever you're doing to support me. I appreciate it. It means a lot to me. If you're not subscribed or following on social media, do so now, please. Give me a 5-star rating if you're on one of the audio-only networks. Any support, all support is greatly appreciated. I will put the links in the comments below, in the description below for the Twitter and Instagram, and you can check me out there. So today I am going to talk about a couple of different things, and I'm going to start by telling the story of how I met my wife, which is not as boring as it sounds, and there's good reason for it. So back in the late 90s, 99, I was between high school and college. I had just graduated high school, going to go to college next year. I was 18, don't worry. I had actually met her before this, but I met my wife because she was dating my brother's girlfriend. No, she wasn't. She was friends with my brother's girlfriend in college in New Jersey. I lived in Cincinnati, Ohio at the time. So my brother was talking to her and her friends on AOL Instant Messenger, yes, back in the 90s. And I was talking to my brother who was at college and I was living at home. I was talking to him on AOL Instant Messenger. So my brother, for whatever reason, texted me on AOL Instant Messenger and said, ask so-and-so what color underwear they're wearing. I was never going to see them again, never going to talk to them again, so I did it. And that was my wife, my now wife, that I asked. And we continued to talk that night. We continued to talk after that. And, well, we're still married. So anyway, back to the summer before college. I was really talking to her a bunch at that point. Of course, we weren't married yet or anything. She had come to visit, I want to say twice. Once for sure, once to see me for sure. And things went really well on that visit. So she had come to see me a couple times. And then I left for college. I went to Northern Kentucky University, living on campus with a friend from high school. About, a month after I got there, talking to her and my wife, my now wife, and she says, I've been down there, I've met your family, it's your turn to come meet my family. I had no control over my money. I didn't have much control over my life. My parents controlled it. So I said, I can't. I have no way of getting there. I can't get to my money. She said, I'll pay for your ticket. So I decided that I would not tell anyone except for my roommate at college. And I would fly down there for the weekend and come back. And by the time I got back, nobody would be the wiser. So my roommate drove me to the airport, probably Friday evening, Saturday morning, I don't remember. I flew to New Jersey, spent the weekend with her. It was great, met her family, blah, blah, blah. I think we even went out to eat with her family. Wonderful time. And then we were due to catch my flight back home, I want to say on Monday, and we overslept. We missed it completely. Went up to Newark Airport, got a rain check for the next day. And again, maybe not quite so by accident, but we missed the flight. So we got the rain check. They said, this is the last one. If you miss your flight again, you lose your money, you lose your ticket, that's it. So we had one more chance the next day. We got up. We were 2 or 3 hours early. Got to the airport, sitting in her car in the parking lot. And I say, I don't want to go back. She says, I don't want you to either. She called her parents and asked what would happen if he stayed here. Would you be okay with that? Could he stay with us? And they said, yeah, sure, whatever. And, well, I never went back home. I called my parents from the car and I said, I'm in New Jersey. Remember, they did not know this. I said, I'm in New Jersey and I'm not coming home. I was 18. That was in October of 99. And in May of 2000, we got married. And today, by the time you're listening to this, we'll have been married for 23 years. And we're fucking happy. So all of this brings me to, I'm going to talk a little bit about relationships. This is definitely not my number one forte, but my wife is mixed race. I am white as they come. My wife is mixed race, 40% Nigerian, I want to say 30 or so percent like European, and then a whole bunch of everything else. Everything but penguin is what we always say. I come from as I said, very, very white family in Cincinnati, Ohio. Went to a private Catholic school with about one black dude and one Vietnamese dude. Everyone else was white. My grandparents grew up in a time and held on to their racist tendencies, and my family overall kind of had that. So going into it, I was open. I had no problem with race, but I was ignorant. So my wife and I got together. We got married. We're all good. Happy, honeymoon phase, blah, blah, blah. And there came a point where race started to become a problem because her ideas of what was appropriate and what offended her was different than what I knew about, and I didn't quite understand everything that went into the whole racism thing, and it's a lot deeper than I ever expected. I was ignorant. I'm slowly learning. I'm still learning. I don't think I'll ever be 100% because I'm not that color, but I'm learning, and it has been a definite challenge. But getting through it, a lot of it is communication. Communication with each other. Her teaching me, helping me understand. Me teaching her why I think or say something. Teaching her what I thought was the case, if it might be wrong. Or just telling her I don't understand. With my parents, when they come to visit, they will say some things that they too are ignorant and don't quite realize they are inappropriate or realize they are racist. And we've slowly been teaching them, which can get a little awkward at times and a little difficult. I guess it's more of a uncomfortable situation. My dad, or my mom for that matter, call someone in the Asian community Oriental. And although it's not a major thing, it is racist, it is wrong, and we will correct them. But they don't always correct themselves. They continue to do it the next time and the time after that. So it's definitely been a challenge, and it's been something that we've been working on, and it's taking time. But the more you communicate, the more you tell them, the better it slowly gets. The more it helps, and we get through it. And today there's minimal issues between all of us. My wife and I have a good understanding of how we each feel about the issues, and I guess you could say my ignorance versus what she knows, and how to talk to each other about it, or even if we should talk to each other about something. There are certain things we just kind of smile and nod to avoid the argument. Nothing major, nothing that's important, but sometimes I'll just smile and nod and avoid the argument. So that's kind of how we've managed to get through it. I got married when I was 18, 8 days before my 19th birthday. Been married 23 years, and we are still happy as ever. I wouldn't change a thing. I love what happened. I love how everything is. Got 3 kids. Wonderful. So with that being said and everything I've explained, sometimes there are certain things that people don't agree with, or that people don't like that you do or want to do. And when it's safe and logical, sometimes it's okay to do what you want despite what other people think. Sometimes you have to kind of just go for it and make the leap. You don't always need everyone else's permission. Of course, if it's something dangerous or stupid or something like suicide, don't do it. I don't care what you think or anything. Don't do it. That's not good, nothing. But if it's something like I'm talking about, and as a parent now, don't run away. That's a bad idea. I can understand why my parents were so angry. But sometimes there are things that you want to do, people won't agree with, it may cause confrontation, it may cause awkward situations, but there are some things it's worth it. You just got to go for it. When I moved to New Jersey with my wife, I swore for years that it cured my depression. I had never been happier in many, many years. I hadn't been happier for a long, long time. Of course, that was not the case. It was, again, that honeymoon phase. But it was the best thing I could have done. I don't think I ever would have met someone as good and as perfect for me as my wife. I can't be myself around anyone else like I can around her. I am 100% me around her. I can't do that with anyone else. So sometimes taking that jump, even though other people hate it, you're going to lose people, you're going to lose friends, you're going to lose a lot. It's worth it. I lost a lot of friends. Majority of the friends I had in high school left. My best friend that lived down the street hung out with me every day for years. He was the best friend you could ask for. He just stopped talking to me. That was the end of it for him. It pissed him off what I did, the way I ran away, never told him. He never talked to me until 20 years later. We talked on Facebook like twice, and that's it. A lot of my friends, I didn't have many, but the few friends I had in high school, kind of the same thing. Now they talk to me here and there, but I pretty much lost my friends. I still wouldn't change a thing. I gained a much better friend. I gained my family, my wife, my kids, my wife's family, who is my family. And it is wonderful. Take the jump. If it's something that you want to do, do it. If you want to go back to school, but say your parents don't agree with it or your friends say you're stupid, who gives a shit? Do it. If it's what makes you happy, do it. Because it's for you. And you are the one that you need to care about. If you can do it, it's reasonable, it's safe, and it's not a stupid thing. Who cares what other people think? Go for it. Make that leap. It's worth it. I promise. That's all I have today. Again, follow us on Twitter, Instagram. Give me a rating, 5-star rating. Give me a thumbs up. Leave your comments. Let me know what you think. And I will talk to you next week. So the show, Memoirs of an Unknown Man, is now going to be every week on Thursdays, coming out early in the morning around 7 or 8 o'clock. So tune in every Thursday to hear something new. Thank you again for listening, and I will see you next Thursday.